drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
It is picked up by the Lions, coming back right side 25, picks up a block at the 30, to the 40.
Drink it in, drink it in. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
Rolls to the right, Stafford throws deep, got a man out there, Enzo, caught, touchdown, Detroit Lions, Marvin Jones!
Drink it in, drink it in.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Cornbread!
Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. Right here on the podcast. We are excited to be back. It is a Wednesday show. We're coming off two-time victories by the Detroit Lions. You're going to hear a lot of people out there talking about who they played, some fortunate breaks. I mean, you know what we do here every week, especially after W's.
Drink it in, man.
We're going to serve up that Detroit Kool-Aid today. It's going to be a great show. You got to check us out. You're going to hear about my trip to the ATL, being at the game, some of the crazy fun things that occurred on my trip. We're also going to, me and Grifka are going to turn on the tape. We're going to watch this game. We're going to pause it. We're going to slow it back. We're going to rewatch. We're going to do that and talk about the game overall. We're also got a big trade for the Detroit Lions to talk about. We're going to do all that here on the show today, but I can't do that without the one and only. The AKA Waffle Maker. I can't wait to hear what he's got to say after 2 W's. Detroit Lions on a little streak, putting up wins. Grifka, how are you, buddy? How you doing today?
Oh, man, you know me. I'm doing good. Doing good. How can I not be doing good? After, like you said, 2 wins in a row, got a little momentum going. Not to mention, you were in one of my favorite cities, the ATL. I like going down to the ATL. It's a great city, a lot of stuff to do. It's a nice area. I want to hear a little bit about your trip, man. What's some of this crazy stuff that happened? Obviously, they put the mojo and, gave it to the Lions where they were able to pull out a big W.
Grifka, did I not say I was coming back with the win? Did I not say I was bringing back a win for our Detroit Lions? Do I do what I say, or do I back myself up, or what?
Yeah, you were able to pack one in your carry-on, so I'm pretty cool with that.
I had a little room left. I not only brought home that back, I got a couple dub skis, Grifka, and that was for our Detroit Lions, as well as I got to enjoy a Michigan victory. And me and my buddy Chops, we were able to find an actual University of Michigan bar in the ATL. We went, nothing but maize and blue. It was called Pepperonis. We had probably one of the better pizzas I've ever had of all time. We were, like I said, surrounded by Michigan fans. The greatest fight song in the history of college sports was playing on the surround sound speakers throughout the bar. It was incredible. Grifka, one of the reasons I went to the ATL is because there are some amazing churches there that I love. So I got to visit all of Andy Stanley's churches. I went to North Point. I went to Buckhead. I checked out Gwinnett Church. One of my buddies down there is at Life Church, and incredible. These were the biggest, most amazing facilities. Thousands of people attending every week. Met some really great people. That was a tremendous part of my trip. Me and my buddy Chops, who, like I said, me and him just said, hey, forget it. We both were able to get off of work, put life on pause, went down there, had a mancation where we just ate the worst things you could ever eat, which the best things ever. We had competitions left, right, and center. Me and him played disc golf, foosball, pool, darts. Anything we could compete in, we competed in, and we kept score. That was a ton of fun. I bet everybody out there can guess who won that competition. Yours truly, just like when I go up against Grifka DKC. Grifka, we hit up restaurants called the Village Burger. I already mentioned Pepperonis, where that was an amazing time. We went to the Varsity, which is the main spot kind of in downtown. You could pick yourself up a couple chili chili dogs, a couple tater tots. We did that. I mean, gosh almighty, I can't imagine what else we went. We even did go to a B-dub stop. For the UFC. We got to watch that. Some crazy good fights. We had the chicken sandwich challenge, which I ran by a Popeyes. So I had to get a Popeyes chicken and a Chick-fil-A. We did that. So we're packing on the pounds. There's no doubt about it. Grifka, speaking of food, I mean, I almost left this to the very end because this is one of the most clutch things ever. Grifka, inside a Mercedes-Benz Stadium, we were just like, oh, maybe we go check out what kind of foods and stuff they got. We forgot that they were the leaders on this whole concessions thing that went down a couple years ago where they changed up concessions. Grifka, they changed up concessions. A, a pizza was like $4. A pretzel was $1. A soda pop was $1. I mean, everything we looked at, a chicken finger basket goes for about $8.50 or more at Ford Field. $1. Unbelievable. It was just like we just bought stuff because we just wanted to. We didn't care if we ate it. That's how cheap it was. Amazing. Grifka, Lions fans invaded. I'm talking about took over Mercedes-Benz stadiums. We were everywhere. And what's crazy about it is there were so many Lions fans, and I had so much fun walking in, during, and walking out that it didn't even matter that when I really looked around during the game, it had that eerie feeling that there was probably only, 15 plus thousand there. It felt like 10 of those thousand were Detroit Lions fans wearing that Honolulu blue and silver. That was incredible. We were out near Alpharetta. Atlanta was super nice. I got to just cruise around. We rented a car. I got to cruise around, go to all these places I want to go to. The city was nice. The houses were nice. The people were great. It was incredible. One gripe I have is they got these huge highways, Grifka, like 4 or 5 lane highways. 55 miles per hour. Are you kidding me? We'd be going 85, 90 here in Michigan. That was weird, but we made it happen. The ATL inside the stadium, for even not having a ton of fans, had kind of crazy atmosphere. Incredible, that circular scoreboard they had. The sound system was off the hook. I mean, gosh, just a great experience from the time we got there. All the places we visited. The game was incredible. Michigan win was incredible. Got back safe. Don't think I have the Rona. Unbelievable. I mean, just a great trip all the way around. Like I said, as Grifka would say, a kudos to my buddy Chops he's got a wife, 3, 4 kids, and he was able to just make this happen. And just a great trip, like 2 buddies just figuring, let's just get away for a bit, enjoy all these sporting events, eat a bunch of food that we shouldn't eat, see a great city, hang out for a few days, and then get back to real life. And that's what we did. So Lions won, Michigan won. I had tremendous time. Choppy did, except that he lost to me in almost every competition we had. We whooped it up for our Lions. Incredible, Grifka. Absolutely great trip, man. Unbelievable.
Well, man, I'm glad you had a good time, man. Complete weekend, like you said. It's always cool to just kind of do guy things, hanging out. Like I said, I love the city of Atlanta. Not to mention, I always hit Buckhead when I'm down there. So it's a very beautiful part of this city. So I'm glad you had a good time, but I'm even glad you're more happy that you're back and we're doing the Koolaid Cast again.
No doubt, man. Like I say, I just summed it up for everybody there. Been putting some tweets out. I mean, I haven't seen anything positive or excited about these Lions wins from @GrifkaDKC. But Grifka, I'm very curious. Before we turn this tape on, I mean, again, I continually want you to engage the people other than argue with me every once in a while when I poke fun at you on Twitter. What are you thinking? What are some overall takes away from this game? The Lions, back and forth ball game. They're on the brink of defeat, which I'm sure you had probably already cut the game off and went and mowed your lawn or whatever you do. And sure enough, the Detroit Lions get a fortunate break. They storm right down the field and throw a game-winning touchdown at the buzzer to TJ Hawkinson. What do you got to say about this, just in broad strokes, before we turn the tape on?
The defense has been playing a lot better the last couple of weeks, so that really impressed me. I thought the Atlanta Falcons wide receivers would just be running freely the whole game, and Matt Ryan would just be, having a field day against that defense. But no, it's played a lot better the last couple of weeks, and yeah, I mean, you're right. Pretty happy when Hawkinson caught the touchdown. I'll take any stroke of luck that the Lions take. They always seem to be, snake bit when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, and like I said, at one point, it's Hawkinson was the hero, but he also could have been the GOAT, as well. So
But he
I'm very
wasn't.
happy with that.
Grifka, do you want to give any kudos to, I don't know, Matt Patricia for one of his best coaching outings? Maybe our quarterback, who you sometimes get down on, or like you say, you're trying to already spin it of he could have been this, he could have been that. He wasn't, Grifka. We won. TJ Hawkinson, the tight end that you hate, the guy that's continually making plays this season. I think you need to do a little waffle maker action and give those guys some credit. I mean, balled out.
Well, we've seen Stafford do that before, so come back, pull out victory from the jaws of defeat. So, yeah, awesome there. Hawkinson, he had a game, he balled out, got start loving Romeo Aquara. He seems to be finding that fountain of youth where he's bouncing back from the year he had last year. And yeah, I mean Matt Patricia, okay, had a decent game there. Nice job.
Oh my gosh, Grifka's bitter, everybody. Hey, before we have a little session where it'll be DTO scouting versus Grifka's Lazy Boy scouting. Again, Grifka is the president and the head of player personnel over there at Lazy Boy Scouting, watching the tape together. I'm gonna do a little waffle maker. Grifka, a little go back, a little change of heart, maybe. Grifka, you know what that is?
What's that?
Detroit Lions. I got 3 letters for you. C T C. Cut the check. Kenny Golladay keeps making plays. He's just balling out. Everything in his area code he catches. I mean, he's a big reason we get another W. I mean, I've already always said he's humble off the field. Great guy. I mean, just let's go ahead and get this guy signed. We've got cap space. Let's go ahead and do this. I know I like to, be a little particular when it comes to paying big money, especially to receivers, but I just think, you got to keep this guy in the fold, especially if you're going to keep 9 around and kind of keep this thing rolling. So there it is, Grifka. I've changed my tune. I'm okay with that 18, more like 16. I'd love $1 million number per year on probably a $4 million 4-year deal for Kenneth Golladay. There you go.
Yeah, they're going to, if they want him, they're going to have to pay him that. So I guess as long as you're cool with it.
Absolutely, I've changed. So everybody, again, exciting win. What we're gonna do, we're gonna watch the first half of this game. Me and Grifka, we're gonna pause it. We're gonna try to, kind of go back and forth, talk about it a little bit, and then we're gonna take a pause for the cause, as Grifka says. Get the sponsors in here. You want to listen up because you don't want to miss our opinions on a big trade that went down for the Detroit Lions. We're going to talk all about that when we come off the break. And then after that, we're going to finish out the second half for this Wednesday show. And then, Friday, we're going to be talking Colts. And Grifka's going to have something goofy to throw at me that should be entertaining as well. So, Grifka, you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, first time, me and Grifka, we've got it queued up. He can see the tape. We're going to go ahead. We got the YouTube highlights. It's about, about 12 minutes or so, but we're going to talk it through, pause, talk about some of the key plays. So here we go.
They still say they're going with the 3
kicking off here. Got Matt Stafford back. Slinging to who else, Grifka? You know what his name is.
Yeah, it was a nice catch. It was a good route, wide open, and can't complain.
By TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, it's nice to show Marvin Jones actually decided to show up.
Grifka, can you be a little positive on this review, please? We got DeAndre Swizzle up the middle there. He didn't have many yards, but looked good early, and we'll see a little something from him. Look at the he just seems to get extra yards. He just seems to squeak up there and find the hole pretty well. Stafford back. Woo! Pause it right there, Grifka. Stafford stepped up in the pocket, got lit up. This is on 3rd and goal. Referees here call a hit to the head, roughing the passer. I hate to pause it so that you can give some ho-hum answer about how you didn't think it was great. It was a break for the Detroit Lions. I just watched it again here, and it seemed like a shot to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big hit, and Derek, I realize you were at the game and you remember seeing all this stuff, but you need to talk a little louder than this game, man. You got to sound a little more hype than this. I barely hear you.
All right, well we'll pull the volume down. I mean, again, nobody wants to hear Chris Myers anyway, so that's a good call by Grifka. We'll go ahead and turn this down. I'm looking at this again. When I was at the game, I felt like he was a little bit of a was a runner at that point. But watching it again, all he did was pump fake, and there was hit to the head, so that's gonna get called every time.
Yeah, he did leave his feet. The defender did, even though the announcers complained about it. But yeah, he did leave his feet. I mean, I can see the launching or whatever the terminology is for it.
So let's roll this back. We got a little run up the middle. I want to see this DeAndre Swift. Oh man, love it. So Grifka, this is the first time I really want to actually watch this game, because you know how it is. Sometimes when you're there, you don't get as good of a feel. I'm gonna put this in slow-mo. We're at about the 4-yard line. Stafford, look at this little stutter step here by Swift. Just waited, didn't run into the back of his offensive lineman, took the cut on the backside, walks in again. I mean, guy has a nose for the end zone, don't you think?
Yeah, that was a great read, because it looks like he was trying to run behind the left side of the line, but that all was clogged up. And that big opening on the right side, he was able to do a little jump cut and go and read the hole correctly. Nice run.
So the Lions get that break on the penalty, but again, watching it back, it seems like he wasn't totally a runner at that point, as well as he just can't hit the quarterback in today's game. And DeAndre Swizzle makes some pace, so gotta like that 7-zip. We were up in a section, Grifka, where just full of Lions fans. I mean, we're whooping up here at this point. So Hayden Hurst goes up over the top. Big highlight. They
had a big
showing.
Game. Line struggled to guard the tight end. You will have to admit that.
It's been known to happen. Oh my gosh. Look at this ridiculous play again. Knocked away by Okuda off his back heel, up in the air and caught. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a really nice concentration by Hayden Hurst to be able to get that. But yeah, that was just I don't know. It was like almost a comedy of errors. It's just like, that really happened.
That would have made it 3rd and 2, so it moved the chains. Kind of a big play. Of course, some ref I never even seen before that had quite the day. They're out there making some questionable big-time call.
It was his first year as a referee. They mentioned that as I watched the game.
Yeah, it was obvious. Grifka, I'll give you one negative Grifka-ism. These gray jerseys are horrible. Right when I saw those, I got all bummed out. They're the worst.
I was texting my friends. I'm like, this game is a fight between the ugliest uniforms in the game right now.
Right. I don't know, like the Atlanta Falcons look like a great AFL team here in this game. AAF.
I said, what fifth grader designed the Atlanta Falcons uniforms for today's game?
Right.
The color bleed in the jersey from red to black. It's like, come on, man, give me a break. Just wear your flat colors.
Yeah. Calvin Ridley, again, one thing we're worried about is Ridley and Julio getting, just slicing us up. It feels like they had a couple misses where they just missed him. I mean, right on this play, they throw it up to the end zone, but we got offensive pass interference on the ATL, so that took points off the board. A couple times, I feel like Julio and Ridley were open, and they got missed. So they both had their moments, but nothing that took the game from us, which is nice.
Well, even on this, I know you mentioned it last week about blitzing more against more well-established quarterbacks, and once again, it seemed like the Lions did blitz more this week, than against other established quarterbacks. So that's a good thing, and maybe that's Matt Patricia's coming around a little bit, realizing his team needs to do that.
Yeah. What'd you think about this play? You think this is PI on Okuda there?
No.
It's questionable. I mean, he got turned around a little bit, got a little handsy in the back half of the route, but it didn't look like it in person. But he's just still not able to get the breaks, or he had a better game, but still you got to see more from the kid. But obviously, I still believe in him. Todd Gurley for a touchdown.
Gurley, my new favorite player.
Helped my fantasy team. He helped me later with a touchdown too, which I'm sure we'll get to. Matt Stafford, I mean, again, didn't find the end zone till late, which was also perfect timing, but he seemed to pretty much take what was there, make some plays. This is a nice ball. He comes to about the third option. Old Danny boy on the backside there for a big play.
Yeah, that was a nice read.
Did you draw this one up, Grifka? Agnew and the Wildcat? Did you call that in?
Yeah, that was I got to pick a play, and that's the one I chose.
Terrible play.
Yeah, I was like, never call that again.
So right here, 3rd and 11, go up to Hawkinson. 4th and 1, we show some moxie. We go for it. Unfortunately, we don't even do anything to the defensive end or the outside linebacker. He comes unblocked, just kills Adrian Peterson.
Both of them. The other outside linebacker, too, they both came free. It's like they almost knew that. And I can't remember if it was on this one or another stop. It was a short on Peterson. And the announcers, it was like Greg Jennings or whatever, said when Peterson's in there, they're really limited on what they're going to do because the linebackers don't have to worry about him going out for a pass. Yeah. So it made a lot of sense right there. It's like everybody pretty much knew what they were going to do right there. So Swift was in there, Kerryon Johnson's in there. I mean, I think it gives you a little more of the playbook on that.
I feel like Peterson still has brought something different to the table, both for veteran as well as he gets his runs, where he runs hard, makes a move here or there. So I'm not hating on him, but they ran a couple short yardage plays that he just got blown up on. I mean, just tough. Yeah. But we give the Falcons here. We got 2:40 left in the second, and they're moving the football. Matt Ryan, like you said, he's got time. He makes these little stick throws, but kind of nickel and diamond all day. Nothing up over the top. I kept telling Chops, I said, they love to take shots. They love to go play action and chuck it 50 yards down the field. I don't remember many, if any, of those in this game.
No, which was kind of surprising. Once again, that's another thing they mentioned. They were just waiting for them to do that. And it never really happened. Everything was like those 15, 20-yard routes or something underneath that.
Yeah. So 3rd and goal, 30 seconds. This is where, we kind of just lose Calvin Ridley in coverage, wide open touchdown. And Grifka, I want to get the waffle maker perspective, because right now it's 14-7, 30 seconds left in the half. Is this where you're getting frustrated? You're saying the team sucks. You're kind of thinking, here we go. We let them score and probably come out in the second half and open it up and get to us. Or are you still believing at this point?
I wasn't saying like the team sucks, but I was just more chagrined that they were able to walk down, and Calvin Ridley made it look pretty easy right there. He had a nice double move, and that obviously freed him up by an awful lot. And it was like, it's going to be, it looks like they've figured out the Lions defense is what I was thinking to myself at that point.
Yeah, like you say, it was a little disconcerting because it was so late in the half, but sure enough, I mean, the Lions, we're looking at it right here. They start with the ball at the 25 with only 29 seconds, and we're going to go ahead and move this ball down the field and get a field goal for Matt Prater. So let's see how it starts out here. Matt Stafford in the horrible gray uniforms, like I say, starts off the drive with a little pass. I believe that was either Hawkinson or Amendola there. Got blasted, but didn't really get out of bounds. We had a running clock. Got up or took a timeout, whatever we did. Great ball off his back foot to Kenny. Big time catch at about midfield now. Stafford with a 20-yard ball to Marv. I mean, moving it down 17 seconds, getting up and clocking it. 8, 7. I mean, gosh, we're just barely, not even over the 30 yet. We get a spike with 3 seconds, and guess who? Matt Prater, kaboom, splits the uprights from distance. I mean, gotta love getting points late like that. That was big.
Yeah, I think that really helped the momentum. Kind of took a little bit off that edge that I mentioned where Atlanta drove down and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree. We're real hype with that, knowing too. If I'm winning the coin toss, Grifka, I'm almost always deferring, but. We've been kind of so down at times on the Detroit Lions defense. You almost think they put their offense out there. But when they won the toss, deferred, that's when you love to not only get a stop, but, you can either get a stop or get points at the end of the half. And the Lions didn't get the stop they wanted, but to go ahead and get those points and come out of the half with that mo, like you say, as well as only being down 4 rather than 7, I think was really big.
Yeah, huge.
So we got to the half here. We're going to go ahead and what are we going to do at this time, Grifka? What do we do on this show here?
Oh, we got to take a pause for the cause right now. We got to know. We got to let people know who sponsor us so they can take part as well.
No doubt. We'll do that. Please listen to our sponsors, Anchor, Spotify. I think I even did a goofy quick ad for how important it is to vote. That's coming right around the corner. So if you're not set up, give that a quick listen and get yourself set up to go ahead and vote. That's important this time of year, if that's your thing. And like I say, we'll come back and we're going to talk all about this big trade that went down, how that might impact the Lions, and finish out this game against the Falcons. Because like I say, pretty tight here at the half. We'll see what happens here in the second half. We'll talk all about it. Everybody, we'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for listening to our sponsors. We are back from the break. Really appreciate you doing that. Again, we've been trying to pump it a little bit more. If you can hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this with a friend, as well as we've been challenging you. We've been challenging the people out there, the Detroit Kool-Aid drinkers, to go call the Detroit Koolaid Cast Listener Line, something we set up a while back. I left kind of a goofy message on there. It's basically a voicemail. You call it up. We ask you to come strong, make us laugh, leave a message, give an opinion, love the Lions, hate on the Lions, whatever you do, make it entertaining, make it fun, bring the heat, because if it's good, if it makes us laugh, we're going to put it on the show, and if it's not good, we might put it on the show and, have some critiques, let's put it that way. So, Grifka, if they want to dial up that listener line, where should they call?
Oh, they're always calling. That number is 989-272-3484. Once again, 989-272. Kevin Smith, Herman Moore.
Thank you,
and we got to find a better 34. It might have to be James Stewart or something like that because Kevin Smith was utterly terrible.
Yeah, but is it more fun to say James Stewart or Kevin Smith? I mean, really.
It could have been cool to say, well, when James Stewart first got on the team, I was saying, like, that's James Stewart. You don't want to mess with James Stewart. He was slower than me, but still.
All right, well, I don't know. Like I say, that's a Grifka time capsule.
That's fine.
Yeah, Kevin Smith's my guy. We all know that. But definitely call up that listener line, do that. But Grifka, we got to talk about a trade. Bobby Quinn was at work. We got this W. We're at sea level, 3-3. We've got a few more light teams coming up, especially if we can get this win that we'll talk about on Friday against the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, the Lions went out and they gave a conditional, let me say that again, a conditional 6th round pick to Chuck Dog's favorite team, which is struggling, the Dallas Cowboys, to get a certain man named Everson Griffin. He's grimy. He's nasty. He's physical. He's a rush end. He used to beat us up year after year after year in the NFC black and blue division. And now he's going to be putting on that Lions jersey, rushing the passer. He's a big physical beast. Grifka, a 6th round pick for a pass rusher and $3 million. What do you got to say about this?
I love it. When I heard that, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with giving away that 6th round pick. I don't care if it's conditional. I don't care. It's like whenever it is in the 6th round. It's like, here, take it off our hands for Everson Griffin. I am totally okay with it.
Oh man, thank goodness some positivity from Grifsky. I mean, I almost don't know how you can't like it, except for I had to get a little text from Chucky Reeves saying, "Oh, I'm glad we got rid of him. We saved the money. We get a pick out of it. He's been horrible." I mean, really, Chucky, you're really gonna capitalize on that 6th, maybe 7th round pick when we're getting what the Detroit Lions need. I don't care about the Dallas Cowboys. Their season is lost. They're playing, the pizza man at quarterback. I mean, we now have another guy that we can add to Romeo Okwara, Trey Flowers, Everson Griffin, as well as been having a lot of blitzes from Reggie Ragland off the edge. I see Jamie Collins roaming around bringing pressure. There's another guy, Grifka, that gets after the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. You want to know what his name is?
The Deshaun Hand?
My guy, Deshaun Hand makes some plays, but do you want to know who another guy that rushes the quarterback? You want to know who he is?
John Tennessini?
No, he's a run stuffer. His name is Jared Davis. Oh, baby. Yeah. You see number 40 just blasting up the middle and blowing up running backs. How'd you like that, huh?
Yeah, the 20 defensive plays he was on the field for the game. He must have been, well rested.
He's a blitzer now, Grifka. He's on special teams. When he is out there, he's been effective. I know you want to blow off the numbers. I mean, what I have to send you another tweet from Eric Schlitt where he actually had facts to back up his opinion that Jared Davis is settling into a nice new role with the Lions and playing really well. I mean, I think one of the higher graded players from Pro Football Focus, Grifka. I know you don't give a crap, but he's playing better.
It's awesome that a first round pick is a premier special teams player for us.
Oh, get out of here. You know that's not true. But I think, with all those rushers.
That's not true. That's awesome.
You're just skewing just skewing it how you want so you can think you're right. This isn't about you being right, Grifka. This is about a former first round pick in year 5 finding a role on this team, and he's playing better football. And yeah, he's also playing better because, he's not out there all the time, and he's not out there in his weaknesses. So just enjoy it for once and admit that he's playing better instead of goof on him for no reason. But between those rushers and Everson Griffin, it's going to help the team. The only thing I have a worry about is that Everson Griffin, like I say, off the field, some of his he's had mental illness things in the past. I hope that's gone. I think he's a perfect Detroit player, to be honest, when it comes to just mentality as well as I remember when I'd always see him in the Vikings uniform. He's just that guy that you have walk off the bus first because he's just huge, he's yoked. He just looks like he's a mean dude. I think my buddy Hughes, before we started recording, said, that's a big, nasty fellow right there. I mean, I think that's a good way to quickly describe the guy. I think he's a big, nasty, what, and I think he's going to just be a great addition. I mean, I'm not expecting monster numbers, but I'm expecting him to be a nice cog, as well as, like I say, the one thing I think we're still really struggling with is being able to speed up that passer and come around the edge or blow up a tackle and be able to push that pocket. And I think he can do all those things. So I'm real excited, and it's the one time I'm with you that as much as I value draft picks, I mean, 6th, maybe 7th round for a guy like this that can come in and probably help from day one once he's ready. I just think it's a no-brainer. I was really excited to see it.
Yeah, I was driving home from work and I heard it, and I was I was like, gosh, I'm gonna love to talk to Derek about this, but they're giving up a draft pick, and like I said, I know how you hold those things like gold. So to hear that you're willing to give up a staunch 6th round pick for it, I'm glad to hear it.
Grifka, what's another Grifka word when you're real happy? I mean, it starts with an S, ends with an oaked. I mean, what might that sound like? Describe your excitement with another word.
I'm pretty stoked that he's on the team now, considering this was one of those guys everybody's a little pining for in the offseason.
See, that's the last thing I wanted to hit before we get back into this Falcon game. Really exciting second half we're going to talk about. Is Bob Quinn listening to the Koolaid Cast? I mean, I think he might be tuning in on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I don't know, doing this.
Drink it in, man.
I mean, I'm sure when you talk, Grifka, he probably says something like this.
It drives me freaking bonkers.
But I could hear Bob Quinn just tuning in and being like, man, didn't these guys preseason say we need to go get Everson Griffin? I mean, don't they come on the show most weeks and say that we need a pass rush? Doesn't he come in and say, when you're playing good quarterbacks, you might want to find ways to blitz people off edges and get some pressure? I mean, I think he probably heard that and he dialed somebody up and made a deal with Jared Jones. I mean, don't you think that's probably how it went down?
Yeah, he has to be listening to us. That's all there is to it.
I mean, that's obvious, right?
It's duh. Duh.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, Bob Quinn, if you're out there, which we know you are, I mean, hit that subscribe button, download the show. We don't need any credit. We don't need you to come up to the press conference and say we'd like to welcome Everson Griffin to the Detroit Lions. I mean, but first, I'd like to thank the Detroit Koolaid Cast, especially, at Derek Okrie on Twitter, at DEREK, OKRIE, and then say, and there's that Grifka guy too. He's at Grifka DKC. I mean, those guys really helped me out make this decision, as well as, are just always on point with their player analysis. I mean, especially DTO scouting, but also, lazy boy scouting as well.
Yeah, lazy boy scouting goes a long way in the NFL. Don't deny it.
All right, so yeah, good stuff there. I'm really excited. I think I got word here recently that he will not be available for the Colts game, but he will be able to play the next game, which just happens to be at the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, baby. I mean, you want to talk about not only motivation, but unleash this guy. I mean, that should be fun to watch. So let's go ahead and take care of business against the Colts here, and then let's unleash Griffin on quarterbacks. I love it.
Yeah, let's finish this up because this is a great game.
Yes, sir. Here we go. So we're going to tee it up second half. Lions with the football. Here we go. Let's get some volume here, Grifka.
Stafford to throw, and in between Falcon defender after a 60-yard
Great ball by
pickup.
Stafford to start.
Yeah.
Sack of
He did thread some windows in that game.
Let's look at DeAndre Swift here, Grifka. Just does not see the blitz coming. They timed it up perfectly. He just tries to get low and get a piece, but Matt Stafford, no chance on that play.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. That's a lookout block.
Yeah, and it's just tip your cap to the defense on something like that. Time it up, hit it, make the play. Matt Stafford buying time. Oh my goodness, that's why I said
What a
CTC
catch.
to start the show. I mean, not only is that a great catch, but he gets blasted and he holds on. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right there in the lower back. That hurts bad. And then you land on your back and he gets right up. That's all adrenaline right there when that happens.
What a play by
He
19.
felt that a couple minutes later.
Unbelievable. Heard people comparing him to your favorite player ever, Calvin Johnson. I mean, again, it's
Thought
just
maybe
like,
a little Mike Furry in there. Another blitz that was timed perfectly, and the whole interior of the line just missed it.
big time field goal by Matt Prater, another 50-yarder, I believe.
I was slightly disappointed after Galladay made that awesome catch. Thought maybe they'd drive it in, but it stalled. Took the 3.
Griff, when I said something about people comparing Galladay now to Calvin, did you say he was like Mike Furry? I mean, I can't bounce back that.
You said my
past that.
favorite player. I go Mike Furry.
Oh, your favorite player, yeah. I know you love yourself some Mike Furry, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Kenny continues to play well. He's humble. It's just like we're just in that no man's land with the payment as well as just his production. It's just crazy. So hopefully they get something done. Let's watch Romeo Okwara come off the edge here on Matt Ryan. Just kind of gets wide, nice hustle, stops on a dime, comes back and gets the quarterback. Another sack for number 95. So I mean, that's been nice to see. We see another big play here in the second half from that defensive line, so that was good. Gosh, you got to wrap up. Go ahead, Grifka. I'll let you.
You know who missed that tackle.
Let me slow it down for you so you can break this thing down.
You don't have
people.
to. They showed it plenty of times how awesome that run was. I'm like, yep, who didn't bring their arms there? That's Jared Davis for anybody who missed that.
That's terrible.
They must have missed that tackle. They must have missed that play on PFF.
There's a couple times when just still not bringing arms from the Detroit Lions. I'll never understand it, especially on a simple run like that. I mean, go ahead and actually use your hands maybe to tackle. That'd be nice. Matt Ryan again throwing little 5, 7, 8-yard routes here. I mean, moving their way down. We're already in the fourth quarter here. 14 for the Falcons, 13 for the Detroit Lions. Pretty nice ball there.
Nice boom plays right there. Over 20 yards.
Nice plus 20 for Julio. I did pub
This
up.
was a nice play right there. That was a really nice read there by AO. I really liked that play. Read it well. He beat Gurley, obviously trying to get the outside, so he took the right angle. Didn't let him get out there. Made a nice tackle. Brought his arms. Held on to his legs. Great tackle.
Let me do the play-by-play. So it comes up. He's going to go wide, and oh baby, comes up and makes a play. You know who he might be. I mean, that's how it would sound if it was done at Record Park right there. But AO's been playing some football. Gotta love it. So 3rd and 12, they throw one short. Again, just being at the stadium, like I just kept wanting to get off the field time after time, just find a way to keep it in front of you. Sometimes they did it, sometimes they didn't. Grifka, this is a pivotal part of the game right here. 4th and 5 from the 13-yard line. And good old Raheem Morris just says, oh, go ahead and go for it. We were sitting up there going, fake snap, hard count. Sure enough, they hike the football here and watch the play that's made.
Yeah,
wide
that was nice.
open, and look who it is. Number 90, the $18 million player, Trey Flowers, getting his paw on it, or that's a touchdown.
Yeah. That was a really nice play, and can't deny nice job, Trey Flowers.
He's been playing good football, man. Pressures, kind of, getting some turnovers from him as well, or getting his hands on it when the ball is on the ground. So I've liked what I've seen from Trey Flowers recently. Matt Stafford ducking pressure, throwing BBs.
Yeah, Stafford had really good pocket awareness in this game,
which is good to see, man. You gotta have him move a little bit and then be able to sling it like he did. Gosh,
yeah, that was the other play. It was that play right there. Oh, this one where they talked about Peterson being stuffed, and there's just like I said, Peterson in there. Yeah, you're expecting him to get that tough yard, but they knew they were bringing the house. So
I was about to say, what is Matt Stafford doing with this goofy handoff? But like we saw at the game, he was like the only person on the field that saw that there was 12 men. And what was it on the TV feed? I heard he had to kind of talk Matt Patricia into throwing it, and they waited till the very last second. So
yeah, that's what it was when they went to do the fake punt. I was like, well, this is stupid. And I'm like, just punt the dang ball. And at first I thought they were maybe thinking, get the extra 5 for Fox, give them a little more yardage. But then they went back to it. They're like, oh, wait, maybe there's 12 men on the field. And they showed the replay where the guy was right at the sideline. He didn't get off the field. So, I guess, Stafford, he saw the whole field out there and talked Matt Pat into it.
So you might need to give some kudos for that, maybe.
To Matt Stafford for noticing that? Yeah. Awesome.
Or the coach for being tactful and putting the punt team out so he could get a longer look and make sure, maybe give a little credit where it's due.
Yeah. Great call there, Matt Pat.
Man, you're bitter, Grifka. Like you're not gonna budge on this guy even when he wins, huh?
He's going to take a little more than that.
Oh my gosh. You sound like Mike Valente here on the show. Look at this ref. What has he got, like 4 watches on? What is he, Jim Caldwell? We got it paused here. He's got about 5 things on his wrist. I mean, geez, he looks like the Reverend out there with 2-3 watches, whatever he had. All right, so great play. This actually moved the chains, but I believe they stalled out after this. So
there were only 11 players on defense, and the play will be reviewing the play. It was determined that there were 12 players on the defense.
See, we saw that replay, and I feel like they give that to people when you're that close to the sideline. But again, another call for the Lions that went our way. Love it. Didn't love this. Missed field goal. How long was that, do you think? Was that like a 40-some yarder?
Yeah, that was right under 50, because they mentioned how it was his first miss under 50. Then that play happened.
I don't think it was his first miss under 50 because he's missed 3, I think, already after 50. Maybe inside of?
50 plus. They said 50 plus is what he's missed.
Okay. First one inside. I got you. All right, so still 14-13, which was crazy because I kind of felt like we were, getting the mo, but like you say, just finally get a field
that was a
goal.
hard drive to see. We actually lost yards on it, so
yeah. Yeah, that was the I want to go back to the fumble, actually, because I didn't get a good look at that. Who got this fumble for the Lions? We're going to go back 14-13. Ooh, Romeo, huh? Off the edge.
Yeah, it was a nice chop play.
I got the football, and Trey Flowers fell on it. Yeah, that was big. And like you say, great field position. Then we just went backwards 3 or 4 times. And fortunate at that time to get a field goal from Matt Prater to make it 16-14 here with only 4 minutes, less than that, probably 3 minutes and change left in the game. That was one of those where, like, you were glad we were up, but you hate being up 2. You know what I'm saying?
That's not it's a bad number.
So the Falcons did what we hoped they wouldn't do, which is slowly went down the field with 3 minutes left here. Matt Ryan, little pass completion. Out route and make a good catch. Go ahead, take the play-by-play here, Grifka, if you want.
It was. It's just, I understand, you want to keep the players in front of you, but still, some of the stuff with the cushion was huge. That was just a nice throw by Ryan, though, to Gage. That guy, walked off the field, looked like he was going to get his leg amputated, then he comes back and makes some nice plays in the second half.
Yeah, unbelievable catch, I think, on that one, more so than the throw. But yeah, he made a couple here, moving it down the field. I mean, right here, this was when they got tight, and you're thinking they got an easy field goal. 3rd and 1. I mean, got to get off the field. Oh my goodness. All right.
That was just bad tackling right there.
He was dead to rights in the backfield. That's what I saw at the stadium. So Jared Davis comes up. Let's watch him blow up the center, which is his job on the play. Just knocks Alec Max on his ass. And who was that? Didn't get the tackle. That's Penasini, I think, back there. He gets sidestepped. But look at that. Sean Hand and 3 other Lions have a chance, and Jamie Collins doesn't get him down until he gets the first. That's when everybody in the building obviously thought the game was over. Let's get the volume here, Griffka. I want to hear the audio from the announcers on this one. 1st and goal at the 10-yard line with 1:12 left, down 2. Here we go.
Todd Gurley to the goal line. Touchdown! I think he thought about waiting and letting the clock run out.
Oh, I don't think there's any question.
Oh,
I'm starting to think
gosh.
Todd Gurley had Todd Gurley in his fantasy league, and he wanted the points. That's exactly what I thought there. First of all, I thought, I hope you can find the drop here really quick. What the hell are you doing? And then I'm like, oh, he must have himself in his own fantasy league. He's betting on himself to win the week.
Grifka, I don't think anybody was saying this.
What the hell are you doing?
Except for
I
maybe
think every
Raheem
Atlanta fan was
Morris
saying it.
and every Atlanta Falcons fan. All the Detroit Lions fans were doing this.
Woo!
I mean, anybody that knows anything about football was probably doing the Frank Verbal quad wow.
Wow! 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 Wow!
I mean, gosh almighty, like I'm sitting by Chops. We're like kind of, again, I'm still being optimist. I'm still being like, dang, we had this game. Now we're going to get beat at the buzzer again like we were in Lambeau when you were glad handing all the cheddar heads on the way out. But sure enough, Choppy looks at me and he goes, they need to let him score. And I go, he's not going to score. Like, they got a chip shot field goal at this point. If they were out at like, farther out, you could try something. But then he's like, no, he'll let him score. He goes, Todd Gurley would be too stupid to go down. He'll score. And I was like, I don't think so. And literally the next play, he did that. And let's give Will Harris a little bit of credit because it sounds like Matt Patricia said let him score, but he was tactful enough to somewhat make the tackle. And then he kind of pushed him forward, which I think helped a little bit just to kind of get him off of his mindset. But yeah, just a horrible play by Todd Gurley. Unbelievable play for us. And then I'm up there, we're all going nuts because we know we have a chance at this point. We don't care about this 2-point conversion because you can push it to 6 all you want. All we know is we got a $1.04 and 2 to 3 timeouts. Let's go. I was just yelling number 9 one time. Give us one of those down the field last second drives, and he went ahead and did it. So we'll go ahead and put this back
Actually,
in
the Lions
play
were
here.
out of timeouts, so
That's right.
That's what makes it more amazing.
That's right. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you the buzzer there. You are correct, sir. I'll give you the correct buzzer just to make it right here. But yeah, they go up 6, and the Lions get it, 25-yard line, no timeouts, 57 seconds left. Matt Stafford drops back, first play, scramble, bullet over to TJ Hawkins to get the hell out of bounds.
Yeah, from the what the hell you doing file.
Just a stupid play by TJ Hawkinson. Grifka probably had his tombstone ready, but nope, Matt Stafford sidearm to Danny, big catch. Got 18 seconds left. Look at this throw to Kenneth.
Then the play.
Oh,
Okay, where's he catch that ball?
sorry, people. I got some sound effects going here. Let me get back to this video. I want to see this again because he gets it up over the linebacker and in front of the safety, which was incredible. Let's watch that again. Drops back, get a little pressure, lets it go. Look at that. Just over him, just in front.
Where's he catch the ball?
Catch.
Where's
Where
he catch
does
the
he-
ball?
Oh, yeah,
What line's he on?
He caught it at like the 7.
7 or 8. Okay.
I didn't know if it was a catch though. I know where you're headed because we'll talk about it, but they showed it on the replay, and I thought for sure they can call that incomplete. Did you feel
Where's it lined up at?
Yeah, unbelievable. The ball was definitely caught at the 7, maybe the 8 by good old Kenneth Galladay, and the ball is now mysteriously at the 11. Incredible.
There's no place in between, and they magically lost 3 yards.
And you know what blows my mind even more? This wasn't like, everybody was rushing around. Like they stopped the clock. They went and reviewed it for 10 minutes. They determined it was a catch, which once you do that, your obvious thing is you check the clock and you check the spot. You get all that right. You know what I mean? You tell your linesman, write this down.
Yeah.
Yet they come out of the review and just push it back. Not 1, not 2, 3 yards.
They did the spike.
Maybe 4.
Well, they did the spike. It's not like he dropped back and threw it, I mean, they spiked it to stop the clock.
No.
And they lost a second there, but still.
But no, yeah, the spike wasn't a play the first time, and like you say, the second one is just basically a incompletion, right at the line. So, I mean, yeah,
they had to spike it. They had to spike it afterwards, because the clock would have started right when they blew the whistle. So yeah, he did spike it, but still, you're not losing any yards.
But
you're not losing 3 yards on a spike.
Isn't there a difference between a kneel down and a spike? Shouldn't lose yardage on a spike because it's incomplete.
That's what I said. That you shouldn't have lost. You don't lose 3 yards. So I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, it's just very mysterious. But like I said, I didn't really notice it in the game. Nobody else was really barking until somewhat after the fact. But I mean, let's queue up. I want to hear the audio, unfortunately, because Chris Myers is horrible. But I just want to hear this final play because I was going nuts. I went to the far side of our section. Choppy was on the other side. And was just like, I just wanted one, because you knew how this was going to go. It was either going to go one play for a TD, or it was going to be incomplete, and it was going to feel like another crushing loss. So let's go ahead and roll it.
What pressure do they put on Matthew Stafford? He has time. Hesitates, throws, touchdown Lions! And TJ Hawkinson.
All right, so a couple things here on Grifka on this play. Great presence again, as you noted earlier. Stafford, I thought he might have been dead to rights there at first. Then he stepped up, rolled out kind of, threw again another classic sidearm throw. Didn't really need to, but TJ Hawkinson actually had to go to the ground too to make this catch. Unbelievable. My favorite part of the catch is probably Hawkinson and Stafford going way up top for a little high five hug action. That was the first time I saw Matt Stafford get crazy after a touchdown in a long time, which was great to see. And then the final point I want to make is that TJ Hawkinson has the worst caricature here on by Fox Sports. I mean, the guy looks like a white ghost. It's just like, I mean,
he looks like a 13-year-old.
Yeah,
it's like this is like somebody's weird freshman photo.
It's so bad compared to all the other ones that look halfway decent. I mean, he has not found a ray of sun in about, since the age of 12 in this photo. He's just ghost white. And if you're going to draw him up, can we get the crazy hair and the crazy beard he's got going now? I mean, TJ Hawkinson is looking like a caveman and playing like a superhero. I mean, he's been unbelievable. So gotta love it. We also notice in this freeze frame here as we end the game that there's a certain guy who's like a veteran in the league because he's about 35 years old, Danny Amendola, with his helmet off on the football field. I mean, what the hell are you doing? I mean, we might as well play it.
What the hell are you doing?
I mean, that's the definition of that again. So sure enough, we score a touchdown to tie the game. All we need is an extra point. Yet the Lions get themselves a 15-yard unsportsmanlike to make this like a 50-yard extra point to win the ball game. I mean, at this point, are you going into Grifka mode, going, here we go, they're gonna miss it and we're gonna lose and da-da-da, or are you hyped at this point?
No, I was hyped at this point. He had drained the last couple. I was like, no, that's fine. I was okay. I really was. I wasn't expecting he's gonna miss. I wasn't that. I was like, no, he's got this.
Okay, well, good
that's
to
what
hear.
I thought.
Let's go ahead and let me see it. Let's get I want to hear this again too. Just the walk-off shot for the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
Well, here's a replay again from the backside.
What a phenomenal job by Matthew Stafford to buy time, to step in the pocket, and he knew it right there.
The extra point And there's a flag down as the Lions rush the field.
Don't get me wrong. I got worried when I saw the flag thing go up. I'm like, man, another 5 yards.
Yeah, exactly. I was the same way. I was there and I was about ready to explode, and everybody else was going nuts. And I'm like, hold on, flag, because there's only a couple things that are normally a flag. Either a false start, or sometimes they call it on the defense when they jump over the center or do something dumb. So I didn't know what it was. I don't even really hear what it was, but it didn't matter. Detroit Lions 23-22, big winners in Atlanta. I don't want to hear what Atlanta's record was. I don't want to hear you got fortunate. I don't want to hear any of this crap. I want to know that the Detroit Lions found a way. They also hung in there again, like I said, in some of their other wins. For 4 quarters, they went with the ups and downs of the ball game. They rode the wave, but they also stayed poised. They made just enough plays. Matt Stafford drove them down the field. He also made some really clutch throws. Kenny Golladay made some great catches. This is an earned victory. I don't apologize for victories. I don't give a bunch of hoo-ha about who is against. Each team had their ballers, weren't missing any of their top players, so there's no big excuses here. A win for the Lions, 2 in a row, 3-3 on the season, coming back home to Ford Field. I loved it. I was hyped.
Yeah, I was, like I said before, just the takeaway, I thought the defense played so much better than what I thought it would. I thought this would be one of those shootout games with the Lions coming up short, but still, I have to, give props to that defense. They played very well.
Absolutely, man. Been huge against the run, as well as, the Young Bucks. Oh, baby. And Mr. Okuda, as the one and only Benny Blades says on my Believe in Lions podcast that drops on Thursday. He's always been calling Mr. Okuda. So now I just call everybody Mr. Okwara. Mr. Swift. It's become a running joke on the show. But yeah, man, those young corners getting it done. Tracy Walker had some nice plays. I saw the Walker family on the concourse. I saw Mr. Swift, the real Mr. Swift, on the concourse there in Atlanta. He was all yoked up in his hoodie. Gosh almighty. So after they win this game, Grifka, we get out to the concourse, and we just did at least 2 laps around the stadium, and just every Lions fan whooping it up, just celebrating, just feeling good. Hearing some people, just Super Bowl, here we go, Stafford. We're just really having some fun there with the Atlanta fans, and they were all good about it. We didn't have anybody that was too sour, but because they know their team's not going anywhere. But that was a really fun point too, because me, we love to soak in the W's when we get them, and that was really fun. So we did that, especially even leaving the stadium. Lots of Lions fans where we parked, throwing the football around, enjoying the victory. So just a great trip to the ATL. Great win by the Lions. A lot of fun with one of my good buddies, as well as saw some friends while we were there as well. And just tremendous trip, man. Like I said, being able to get back here at home and have those wins and those memories and the pictures and all the stuff we took is just one of those times where it's just kind of like, what a great trip I'll be able to look back on for a whole bunch of reasons. And now it's time to get back to everyday life, which I know we all know. Like I say, Detroit's a hardworking city, so right back to work today, and excited to talk about it with you. So good show here, Grifka. We'll come back Friday and talk about the Colts. I guess there's just one thing left to do, and that's to simply ask you. Do you have anything else for the people?
Nope.
Everybody, it's been a fun show. We want to do a little bit different and watch that with you. Hopefully the audio comes out okay. If not, you check in with us Friday. We'll be talking Colts. We'll be doing a preview. We're looking for 3 wins in a row, and this is a win that can really catapult this team to 4-3 with some other teams on the schedule that could be win, but you got to take it 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time, 1 win at a time, go 1-0 each week. That's what the Lions keep doing. And to hear Grifka's optimism a little bit today, and to be able to serve up that Detroit Kool-Aid.
Drink it in, man.
That's what we do on the show. So fill yourself up a glass and get ready for this Sunday. We'll be back here on Friday talking all about it right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over.
Drink it in, man.